The NBA Finals, the brightest stage the league has to offer. This is where legacies are made and where they're defined. You either rise to the moment and dominate, or you come up short and that label follows you forever. For the players who do dominate as the best player on the winning team, there's one reward that matters more than any other in that moment: the Finals MVP. It's one of the most coveted awards in all of basketball, not because it's flashy, but because it tells the story of who owned the biggest stage. So in this video, we're taking a look at every Finals MVP since 2020 and ranking them from worst to best based on purely the finals and how they performed in said series. Coming in at number 6,
Jaylen Brown! Bounce, nice feet inside. Jones blocked by Brown! Brown, three-pointer, puts it in! Brown on the steal and slam! Brown. Jaylen Brown goes right past Doncic and the slam!
To the surprise of no one, Jaylen Brown, the Finals MVP of the 2024 NBA Finals. Now, before anyone takes this the wrong way, ranking him last on this list is not meant to be disrespectful. We're talking about Finals MVPs, and relative to the other 5 performance years, it's pretty clear that Jaylen Brown's overall level of play was a few notches below the rest. Looking at the numbers, over the 5-game gentleman sweep of the Mavericks, Brown averaged about 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, while shooting 44% from the field, 24% from 3, and 73% from the line. From a pure box score perspective, that's not exactly an overwhelming finals performance. And honestly, that fits the context of the series. This wasn't a finals defined by one singular individual dominating. The Celtics as a whole completely blitzed the Mavs with depth, defense, and shooting. That being said, I do think Jaylen Brown deserved the Finals MVP, and I slightly disagree with the idea that Jason Tatum should have won it over him or that he just didn't deserve it outright. If you actually watch the games, especially the first 3, the ones that were competitive and really mattered, Brown was consistently the one coming up clutch. In Game 3 in particular, when Dallas made their run, Brown was the guy answering every push, hitting big shots, and helping the Celtics stretch that series to a 3-0 lead. Coming in hot at number 5 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Finals MVP of the 2025 NBA Finals, Pacers versus the Thunder. Right away, you can already see the level of performance dramatically increase because unlike Brown, Shai was clearly the driving force of his team's offense throughout the entire series. In his first finals appearance as the guy, Shai emulated the same methodical style that defined his entire MVP season. For the 7-game series, he had averaged basically 35 and 6 on 44, 24, 91 splits. While you can clearly see from the stats and just the games itself, his performance was clearly superior to Brown's. I believe though it's a clear notch below the 4 above him. You can clearly see from an efficiency point he lags behind severely, and unlike the Finals MVPs above him on this list, Shai didn't completely warp the defensive game plan on its own. The Thunder's success came from balanced depth and defensive pressure as much as it did Shai's scoring. He was elite, but he wasn't suffocating teams possession after possession in the same way the top 4 did. Obviously, it's all relative. Again, this is all nitpicky. Shai still averaged 30 while maintaining solid efficiency, and night after night he was OKC's primary source of offense, especially in the half court with his ability to draw fouls and his shot making. And he also was an extreme positive defensively, especially off ball, racking up blocks and steals throughout the entire series. Coming in at number 4, LeBron James, the Finals MVP of the 2020 NBA Finals. And the 2020 NBA Finals were unique in every sense of the word. The bubble environment, no fans, and a Miami team that was severely banged up by the middle of the series all matter when evaluating this performance. More so the Heat injuries than the actual bubble itself. And within that context, LeBron was exactly what the Lakers needed him to be. From the opening tip, he dictated pace, he picked his matchup, and just dominated. He decided when the Lakers would push and when they would slow things down. Miami simply didn't have an answer for him. Overall, Bron completely decimated the Heat, averaging for the series around 30 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists per game on 59% from the field, 42% from 3, and 67% from the line. LeBron was still in the embers of his offensive peaks during this finals. You know, his Bron for all was still running at over 80% capacity. And he had several marquee games, such as Game 5 putting up 40 and 13 on over 70% from the field, and Game 6 an almost 30-point triple-double on 65% from the field. Just complete and utter dominance of this series. Now, coming in at number 3, to the surprise of maybe a lot of people, we got Nikola Jokic, Finals MVP of the 2023 NBA Finals between the Nuggets and the Heat. Now, I do believe that this performance has a legitimate argument to be number 2, and probably in most people's eyes should be number 2, but I'll explain why I have it at number 3 when I do get to my number 2. But getting into it, by the time the 2023 Finals rolled around, it already felt like Denver had cracked the code, and Jokic was the reason why. He had completely dismantled his way through the West and was ready to continue his domination through the finals. The series against Miami was never in doubt. The Nuggets were the overwhelming favorite, and from Game 1 they showed why. That was with Jokic controlling every part of the offense. Jokic, this series was a demon. Miami tried everything. Single coverage, Jokic scored. They tried doubling late. He passed before the help could even arrive. They mixed in the zone. He picked it apart from the middle of the floor. He was unstoppable. A combination of scoring and passing that only a rare few throughout NBA history have ever had. Over the course of the 5-game sweep of the Heat, Jokic averaged an astounding 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists on ridiculous efficiency, shooting 58% from the field, 42% from 3, and 84% from the line, just scoring dominantly at all 3 levels. This dominance from Jokic was followed with some truly elite performances, such as Game 3, where the man put up a 32-point, 21 rebound, 10 assist triple-double, and Game 2, where Jokic torched the Heat for a 41-point, 11 rebound double-double. They truly had no answer for him. Coming in hot at number 2, the chef himself, Stephen Wardell Curry, Finals MVP of the 2022 NBA Finals, Warriors against Celtics. The context of the 2022 Finals is important because this was not a Warriors team overwhelming opponents with depth and overwhelming talent like they did in yesteryears. This was a Golden State team that was heavily reliant on Steph Curry to be great just to get anywhere, and he absolutely was. Just for context on why I think this series boosts Steph so high, is first, it's not just about his level of play. We gotta get into the opposing team he faced. The 2022 Boston Celtics that came into this series is most definitely the best opponent out of any of these 6 Finals MVP opponents that they faced. Coming into the finals with the league's best defense, they literally had everything you could want in a defense. Elite POA with the deep wing Marcus Smart, great wing defense with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and elite big man defense with Robert Williams and Al Horford, switching everything, loading up on Curry, and doing anything they could to stop him, daring anyone else to beat them. And it worked for 3 games in the series. The Celtics did exactly what they had set out to do. taking command of the series, leading it 2-1, ready to put the Warriors in a 3-1 death choke. Then in Game 4, to save the series, to save his team, Stephen Curry took complete control of
the bench. Curry steps back, three-pointer, got it. Steph Curry, his first three. Curry, another long-distance shot. It's good, Tatum. Curry launches a three. It's good. Curry, it's good. Steph Curry from town.
Second shot.
Curry again. Oh, Steph Curry from way downtown. The time in the world. Curry, three-pointer, puts it in. Back to Curry. Step back, three-pointer. Bang! Steph Curry drills the three.
In one of the biggest games of his career, Steph Curry blasted the Celtics for 41 points and 10 rebounds, hitting 7 threes and completely dominating. And he did it again in Game 6, closing out the Celtics with 34 points and 7 assists, hitting 6 threes. Overall, Curry this finals averaged 31 points per game, 6 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game, on 48% from the field, 44% from 3 on almost 12 attempts a game, which is insane, and 86% from the line. Just complete and utter domination. And coming in at number 1, the Greek freak himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Finals MVP of the 2021 NBA Finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. This one wasn't really up for debate with me. When I started this list, Giannis I knew was going to be first. But the context of the 2021 Finals matters, because Giannis was coming back from an injury that should have been season-ending in just a little over 2 weeks. And the Suns were the favorites, and it showed. Milwaukee started out the series down 0-2, and the pressure was real. The Suns had momentum, confidence, and answers offensively, and the Bucks needed Giannis, to be more than just great. They needed all-time dominance, and that's what they got. Over the final 4 games of the series, Giannis completely took command of it. Phoenix had no defensive coverage that worked against him. Switching didn't work, building a wall didn't work, single coverage was a disaster, and he was not only killing them offensively, but defensively as well. He was an absolute wrecking crew. Giannis is by far the best defender on this list, and it's not close. There are gaps. He was performing at an all-time level defensively. And all of this boiled over to Game 6, where Giannis put on the greatest closeout game in NBA Finals history.
Monty Williams says Mikal Bridges running the floor. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. Giannis down the other end. Antetokounmpo inside.
Holding on to the ball.
The spin move. The finish. Giannis does it again. Backs in. Leans. Pulls up. Jump shot. Got it. Again. Booker on the drive. Left-handed shot blocked. Antetokounmpo. Middleton inside. Nice entry pass. And the slam from Antetokounmpo.
Giannis this game put up 50 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Just a historic stat line never before seen in the NBA Finals. And Giannis had several historic stat lines, like, for example, going 40-10 in consecutive games, something which has only been done by him and Shaquille O'Neal himself. Overall, in this finals, Giannis averaged over 35 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists, while shooting over 60% from the field, 20% from 3, and 66% from the line, while giving you elite defense on top of these historic offensive outputs. So yeah, if you ask me to rank the Finals MVPs up from 2020 till now, this would be how I would rank them. Again, I'll restate it. Jaylen Brown at 6, SGA at 5, LeBron at 4, Jokic at 3, Steph at 2, Giannis at 1. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, and tell me in the comments how you would rank them, and if you disagree with my list, your own personal list for the Finals MVPs of the 2020s. Thank you.